Say that. When I've answered it, say that.
There's nothing that you're going to say. There's nothing that he's going to say.
You're being arrogant. You're being arrogant now. Tell me to answer it. I'm made it clear. I don't care. I'm doing it right now.
You know how long I've been hearing you talk?
Today.
So if I'm going to hear the same shit,
no, you're not. How do you know? How do you know?
Alright, let me speak.
All right, cool. I said to you, the God. My definition of the God is the infinite one that sustains all needs.
That's your definition. It's your definition, the definition.
A black man
I'll tell you why it will be the definition.
If you dislike
Anything outside of that will be less.
According to whose definition?
According to math. Because I said to you, sustains all needs none.
Okay, let's look at common sense logic. What is 1 plus 1? If anyone here disagrees that 1 plus 1 is, do you know why? Because we all come to the same conclusion. That's logic and reason. We all come to that conclusion. Which God is the true God?
No, but what makes you better than
No. Wait. Which God is the true God?
The one that needs none.
See your arrogance, your ego. Do you see what I'm saying? No, you won't go there because your ego won't allow you to go there. There is no definition for the one true God because everyone claims to have the one true God, right? So it's not your one, it's not his one. He says it's his one. He says her, she says her one. Yes, they do.
If you look at religion,
Yes, they do.
tell me one religion apart from Islam that tells you there's only one God.
Judaism.
Apart from that.
You said apart from, alright, you said apart from this though. Okay, then I will give you one. Judaism, now apart from that.
Carry on. So I am telling you now. Exactly. You hear what I'm saying?
What was your argument?
That's coming from.
What was your argument?
Religion, which is the
What was your argument?
Moses and all of this. After that, they're all prophets. And Muhammad was the last.
According to your story, yes. That's what I'm trying to say. My story, whatever my story is, I don't need you to believe it. Do you understand?
They all said there's one God.
Understand something?
They all said there's one God.
My friend, I don't need you to believe my story.
Can I introduce logic to you?
If you don't believe my story, you don't believe my story. The argument is there is more than one God.
It's passionate.
That's the argument.
You know that you're logic. Sir, true. Your logic?
You're not speaking.
Actually, wait.
So then who's got the right? Who said if there's only one God, why are there so many?
I'll tell you who's got the right one. I'll prove to you.
You're going to say you got the right one, yeah? And the Christian said you got the right one.
Let me give you some.
And the Hindu said you got the right one.
Do you want an answer?
The evidence of 1 plus 1 equals 2 is self-explanatory. It's self-evident.
You're arguing for the sake of argument.
God is not self-explanatory. It is not self-evident. It is a subjective opinion and concept. That's all it is. That's why you can't agree with a Christian, and a Christian can't agree with you, and a Jew can't agree with a Muslim, and a Hindu can't agree with a Christian. Because it's a subjective concept. Do you understand that?
What you're doing,
No, but do you understand
you're
that?
changing arguments.
Okay, so God is not defined.
First thing to tell you is there's one God. If there's not anything apart from that,
Wait,
Because you only exist within the confines of your box. You exist within the confines of your box, and the only view you can see is that from your box. It's the only view. The Christian can only exist and view things from their box. That's it. That's why everyone says, I got a true God. I got a right one.
you don't want
Just
me
give
to
me a chance. Just give me a chance. You said energy has always existed, and everything you see around you is a manifestation of that energy. Now, our definition of God is infinite.
Did the Arabs left black people? Did the Arabs left black people?
So what is your argument?
Did the Arabs left black people? Okay, good.
As I was saying, you said he just calls it energy.
But energy is not Allah, is it?
Money.
It's energy.
It was trade. It was trade.
It depends on how you want to do it.
No, that's what I'm trying to say to you. Energy is not Allah. Because energy, the story of energy isn't that the energy had some kind of mystical, magical, I don't know, message that he wanted to give to some dude called Allah. I mean to some dude called Muhammad. That's not the story of energy. So when you talk about Allah and I talk about energy, we ain't talking about the same thing. We are not. You may think we're talking about the same thing, but your story differs from mine. So you may agree on the parts, certain parts, but But when you start talking about Muhammad and Jesus and you know these people,
So what
that's
you
not my story.
So what your argument? So your argument is
I'm not wiping
basically
yours.
the energy.
Yours has nothing to do with
No, my argument is
How did it
I'm
manifest
thinking
anything without
I'm
will?
wiping my tears.
energy
I
is-
don't
Answer
say
my
he
question.
cried.
Stop jumping.
You are part of the energy source.
I asked you,
and the
that's not the
energy
question I
source
asked.
is
When he
part of
cried.
you.
That's not the question I asked you. You're changing the paradigm again.
Oh,
You said there's
you
been
see
an
what I'm
energy
saying?
that's
Now
always
we're on
been
the same
around.
level.
And everything you see
That's
around
my
you is
goal in life.
a manifestation of energy.
Absolutely.
Now, doesn't that
But I
indicate a
might
will?
listen to this man sometimes, but that's my goal.
What do you want?
That's it. You do something to believe
A
me.
shahada. Take your shahada. Go. Repeat after me.
Whoa. Does that now mean I'm a Muslim?
Nah. It is
No,
easy.
hang on, whoa.
Let me answer.
No.
Can I answer that? Can I answer exactly what you said now? You're part Muslim.
Well, I believe
You
in
are.
that.
I'm part Muslim.
You're half. You're half. Do you know why? You accepted. You accepted the first part. You accepted the first part. So your part, the second part is you have a problem with Muhammad.
Oh my gosh.
Your beef is Muhammad. You accepted the first part.
I know what I
You
believe.
accepted the first part.
I am telling you.
What I stated is not exclusive to your religion. Do you understand? The way I just said God energy exists is not exclusive to your religion, but your arrogance will make it exclusive to your religion, and that's your problem because you think you came before everybody else. There are people that existed before Islam, before Christianity, before Judaism that had that had the same viewpoint, but you want to attribute it to your religion, and that's your arrogance, and that is your ego.
Stop.
Oh, welcome. Mate, I knew that before Islam even existed.
I know. I'm older than you.
You seem to think
I've been a Muslim since older than you.
You seem to think that
Islam isn't organisation. Islam isn't organisation. What else is it?
Where's the headquarters?
Wherever the Muslims congregate, is the headquarters. Wherever they congregate is the headquarters. I tell you where the headquarters is. That book called the Quran. That's the headquarters. Exactly. That's the headquarters, right?
That's a good one.
Right? That's the headquarters. Right?
Oh, that is you.
Our Muslims are organised. They're not. So they don't go to a mosque certain days, certain times. Is that not organised? Is that an organisation?
Let's go back.
They're not organised.
Organization. Wait. Organization.
Let's go back to the energy in that world.
There's no one waiting.
Is there anyone, hang on, at your mosque, is there no leader?
I only stopped the
It's not imam.
imam.
That's not a leader. I will call
He
him a
leads
leader.
the prayer.
So that's not a leader?
No, he's just in front.
I lead the prayer, but I'm not a leader. All right, fine.
Tomorrow can be another guy.
Fine, all right. And he would be the leader that day.
I'm that prayer.
I agree. So he's still a leader.
But he's subject to the same thing that I am.
Subject to the leader, which is the
Authority to the Quran.
Which is the Quran. So the Quran's the headquarters.
Okay, fine.
The Quran is an organisation.
Fine.
Okay, okay, prejudice. I'm prejudiced. I'm not racist.
My argument is,
you believe
there's
in
more than one.
we agree that you believe
There's
in
more than one.
About 10 years
We agree that
ago.
you.
No, there's more than one worldview, guys.
No, but there's logic.
No, that is what I'm trying to say to you. And your worldview is not the worldview. No.
There's a lot of things I'm passionate about.
So you're here.
The evidence that we would have to claim that there's a God has been came when we say subjective, right? Or
I travel a lot.
one of them.
So Arabia.
Your God is your God concept is subjective, yes.
Why? The evidence.
How is it subjective for you?
No, that's not your God concept.
It is my God.
No, it's not.
It is. An energy with a will. That's what God is.
You actually can't understand.
An infinite energy with free will is the definition of a creator. It's logic.
Okay.
I don't understand how this is difficult.
Now listen. That definition.
It's logic.
No, that definition that you just said, and I disagreed on,
I try not to
is
forget.
predate
Islam.
your religion.
You're wrong. Shall I tell you why? Wait, tell me.
That's your arrogance, your ego. That's what I'm talking about. I can't deal with that kind of arrogant, egotistic kind of.
Can I back my claim? 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 Can I back my claim?
You would have to
The
go
reason I'm
before
saying
me.
to you that is
I see England.
because
I'm
the
not
word
going
Islam
nowhere.
is not a label.
You're trying to get your
it is
own
a
back
meaning.
for
The meaning
people that
of
were
it
enslaved
is
in Egypt, right? Your own
submittance
people.
to the will of God. So
You are trying to
nothing
get
could
your
have come
own
before
back, some
that.
back that was
Nothing.
taken
You understand?
Logic.
Let me try
for
to make you
people
understand.
from your same nationality, right?
No, I do.
You said, wait. You said, wait. You said everlasting energy with a free will. So can there be anything before it's submitting to the everlasting energy will? There can't be. It's logic. It's what comes after. It's like saying what comes after one. Two.
Was common, we all would have it. I'm saying you've got none.
Your world,
Go ahead now.
what you just said.
Go ahead,
Three
now.
days. The Quran came in what? Six. No, I'm trying to let you understand.
Are you with me so far?
You can go to Egypt.
Are you with me so far?
You can go to Akhenaten of Egypt, right?
Are you with me so far?
Hang on. Akhenaten of Egypt came to the same conclusion. Same conclusion I'm talking about. Same conclusion I'm talking about. Came to the same conclusion. One energy, one God. Right? So what you are is Akhenaten.
All the Africans.
Will you accept that terminology?
No, can I answer that? No.
No, you're going to say it's Islam, aren't you? No, you're going to say it's Islam, aren't you? Even though, the religion that you call Islam today, you go and ask Egypt, you go and ask Akhenaten what the hell Islam is, who the hell Adam is, Eve is, he will tell you, mate, I don't know who you're talking about, but this is what we practice. But you're using that practice and labeling it Islam, using your terms, your definition, to label a practice that's not even yours, man. To label something that's not even yours. So when you start talking about, oh, well that's Islam, no it ain't. You're an Akhenaten.
Not the joke, let me tell you something.
Go to Egypt and study. He's the first documented monotheist.
Turn around, please. Turn around, please. This looks like Idi Amin, is it? This looks like Idi Amin. If he came with a message, there's one God, and believe in only one God, he was a Muslim.
It's all got to go by your viewpoint. You can only do it in your box, right?
Okay, he was a submitter of his will.
Can I ask you? Can I ask you?
Of his will.
Can I ask
That's what
you?
Muslims
Let me ask you. Let me ask you. You know what your problem is? You seem to think that Islam or Muslim is a label. It's not. It really isn't. As hard as it may be for you to fathom, it's not.
I told you common sense was common. We all would have it. Don't tell you got none.
Is one who submits their will for the will of
I've never been to the United States, brother. That's how quick I am.
Maybe. Because Allah is Allah.
Can I finish up, man? If I describe myself as someone who submits their will for the will of God,
you are a slave.
When you say God, I'm going to ask you which God.
The one we discussed earlier.
No, but that's not it.
Why not?
That is not
Why
it.
not?
That's
You
what
can
you're
deny it
saying.
for me.
Because when you say God,
That is my
no, it's not.
And infinite energy with a free
No,
will.
it's not. I told you it's not. Because what you do,
Substantiate your claim.
At one time,
because what you do is,
and nowhere
you agree
wanted you
with certain, you agree with certain aspects. You agree with certain aspects at the beginning, right, of this energy
to go in the field
You
to
agree
work.
with certain aspects, and then what you do is
you lot
you
alive.
start creating a different kind of story.
Without
You
that,
start going up
there
right.
won't
You
be
start saying, you see this energy
Go and find
it had a
out.
message called Muhammad.
Go and find
It had a
out.
message called Muhammad.
So you need to have respect.
It had a message called Muhammad. You also had a message called Abraham. You also had a message called Moses. I know what the That is not my source. That is not my box. That's your box.
So if I get you about what you're telling me, is you have no problem with an everlasting energy with a free will. You
already know
So
I'm
your
crazy.
problem is what
I'm an intelligent crazy man.
that sovereign energy,
I'm an intelligent
who he
crazy
passes his
man.
message.
No.
That's
No.
what. So what then?
You don't know. You don't know that
We even passed the message.
You don't even know you passed the message. We agree this energy source
So we can help you lot out.
which isn't universal.
You know that, good boy?
It's universal when you go around the
We
globe.
help you
All
lot
say there's a
out.
one
Without
universal
us,
force no matter where
you
you
lot
go.
had no-
Right? In every- No, in every-
I know,
that's what I'm saying.
we know.
That's what I'm saying.
He went to better school than me, so I went to better
Think
school.
there's more to it, but there ain't. But go on.
You understand that?
It's using your terms to define people that don't even accept your terms or know your terms. It's like me saying that you're a nigger.
But that's you don't care about your terms.
You don't accept the term, but because I'm in the supreme position to call you, you're going to accept
I did not know.
that's what you are.
I did not know.
No, and imagine I say, yeah, but we've always called these people niggas.
No,
That's what they are. We talking about their definition of a nigger. Nigger is someone with black skin. That's nigger. But you don't have to accept those terms, do you? Do you have to accept the terms that I give you?
Wait.
I was there.
Exactly, and I'm not accepting your terms.
Okay. What is
So
my
that's what I'm saying to you.
problem?
I don't accept your terms.
What is my
problem.
term? There's nothing about my terms that you specify that you have a problem with. Other than I have a problem with Abraham.
Yes, because what happens is you start to create a
Why?
I can show you. Human beings all agree that there's some kind of entity, energy. Hang on. What's your problem? There's an energy or entity that created this. Yeah?
We discussed that.
What they disagree on, or what human beings are doing is creating stories around this energy, this entity. They start saying, oh, it came from air, or it spoke this language, or it created these two people, or it gave the message to this person. So we all agree on that one base thing, but we start to create stories around it. No matter where you go, the Hindus will create their story around it, and the Christians will create their story around it, and the Muslims will create their story around it.
Do you know what your problem is? You're like, I don't care, I don't want to hear the story cannot exist.
No, I'm saying it's your mythological story. Just like the Hindus have this, and the Christians have
the
theirs.
story you have a problem with. What part? No, but you're not saying anything. You're not saying anything. You're literally saying, oh, they can't handle it.
You're not listening.
I swear,
You're not. Or it's either not listening, or you ain't hearing what I'm saying.
So far, what I've heard, so far, wait. So far, what I've heard, what you're saying is, okay, there's an infinite energy with a will. And then you're saying, where I stop is when people tell me that they've got message from that infinite energy.
Yes.
Thank you. So my question is, are you then saying you decide whether that infinite energy can be sovereign enough to pass a message
But you
or
don't
not?
know ask him if he's the element. Ask him how long he's
All
been here.
types of human beings have said there's a message from this energy
How do you
source.
decide it?
There's
There's two things. Either we can either decide whether that message could have come from
You can't prove
No, I never said
any
that.
message
I said you were born by
any
me.
religion that message came from that entity. No matter no religion you go through, you can't
Why
prove.
not?
Why? Because I told you 1 + 1
You
is 2.
call me
It's
arrogant,
divinity.
yet you're the one making an arrogant
My
statement,
friend,
like backing up anything.
Let me tell you something. If your way was the right way, if Islam was the truth, everyone would be Muslim. Yes,
God says that himself.
No. Wait. Just like everyone agrees 1 + 1 is 2. It would be self-evident. Remember, I ain't got time to argue. Of course it's Allah.
I want to know.
But people don't like that. They don't say, yeah, of course it's Allah. Of course. So exactly. So it's subjective.
I'm from England.
It's how you view it. You've got proof. That's like the Christians got proof. The Christians got proof that it's Jesus. And the Hindus got proof that it's Brahmins.
Listen. Wait. Listen. I'll bring a claim, and then I'll tell you why I back my claim. Listen. I'll bring a claim, and then I'll tell you why I back my claim. That's what I'm saying to you. So I'll tell you that there's a God, and then He delivered His message to so-and-so, and the reason why I say He's delivered His message to so-and-so is because of so-and-so. Now you tell me, no wait. Now you are going, oh, He delivered, He did, oh, so you're saying He delivered the message.
Hang on, did
No,
God
it
tell
cannot
you?
be.
No, did God tell you that?
I don't have the his because
You made a claim. Did you make a claim?
No, you said, I'm going to make a claim, then I'm going to bring evidence that it was this, it was this. I'm saying to you, did God tell you?
No.
The claim that you're making, did God tell you?
He did,
So you spoke to God?
Not personally, not like personally,
Okay.
but through a message.
For a message that came from Muhammad, from another guy, from this other
I
dude.
said, come on, man. Me and you talking.
Come on, man.
You
Come on.
Sorry, man.
Listen. What was you basically have an issue with a sovereign, infinite being passing a message. You are that arrogant. I want you to tell me why you believe He cannot be sovereign enough to pass His message to whoever He wants.
Let me,
Why do you believe that? You claim.
I'll I'll use logic. Please. Every Christmas, the Queen sits down in front of the TV and she has one thing to say to the nation.
No, because
Sits down till 1 o'clock in the afternoon and she addresses the whole nation. She doesn't tell Prince Charles and say, Charles, you go and tell these people what I want these people to know. She addresses the whole nation. Any king, any sovereign, any leader addresses the whole nation when they have a message. They don't just say,
that is why I was talking about Idi Amin.
and then, hey mate, see all these people who don't go tell them. What kind of logic is that? So you're telling me that this, you're telling me this thing said, okay, you know what, I'm going to whisper to one man, and that one man has lived to a million of people.
So the problem you have,
And it's powerful enough to deliver the message to everyone.
So your problem,
Let's be logical.
so it's not who the message is delivered, it's how it's delivered.
No, because the claim is that it came from a messenger. The claim is that this man delivered the message from this thing.
We're not there. You have a problem with a sovereign, infinite being passing a message to a messenger.
I have a problem with you claiming
That he did.
that there's this sovereign entity delivered a message to one person and then told that one person to go deliver the message to billions of people. Now you know that don't make no sense.
Okay, wait.
You're a logical person.
So what
You
you're
know
saying-
that when a king
So what
or
you're
a
saying-
queen wants to address a nation, they address the whole nation. They don't tell the subject to go and address the whole nation. That's not what they do.
There's a massive difference between a human being and God. The example.
No, but
example
God
you
don't
chose-
need TV.
I said, come on, man.
No, but God don't even need TV. God can beam the message straight into your brain.
You're letting him
He ain't
direct
chosen to do that though. He hasn't chosen to do that. He's chosen to give it to some dude in a cave that had a convulsion.
Belief. That's belief.
Exactly.
That's where belief
It's
comes from.
Exactly.
Belief
That's where your
comes from.
belief comes in. So when we're
But
sleeping,
backed up with evidence.
no. The evidence that we already agreed on, was that there was this entity. That's what we agreed on. That's the evidence. 1 + 1, right? Equals 2.
That's what we're
This
talking
whole claim about this man in a cave or this man that went to Egypt. Come on, mate. Seriously, come on, mate.
Let's stay in context. So what you have a problem with is how the message
You don't like black people, do you?
You don't agree that the message should be delivered that way. You just said it. You don't agree that the message should be delivered that
It's
way.
not how. It's the claim that there was a message delivered. You cannot prove.
I can call you a dirty one, can I?
You can't prove that message came from the entity that you claim it came from. You can't prove it. You have to believe it. No, you can't. Listen, because if you could, because if you could, the whole world would believe you and be Muslim. That's why I know it's a subjective
I
belief.
mean, do you know how many Muslims are fastest growing religion right now?
No, it's actually Scientology.
Do you know how many weird
It's actually Scientology.
I made a claim.
You said you don't like
I made a claim.
That might have changed, but that doesn't mean you're racist.
The reason
That doesn't
I
mean
know
you're racist. You don't know how many
message has
Muslims
come
you
from
have
God.
here. You know how many Muslims I have here?
I look at the message.
You know how many Muslims I have here?
One message bearer benefits from that message.
We were listening to
One
this
shape
guy.
or form.
Did I touch you?
You understand what I'm saying to you, yeah?
We were listening
Or
to you.
escape some
And I
form
know
of
you just came out with
harm,
it.
or it's crazy and the message is a crazy message. That's how I know whether the message could have come from God or
You
not.
don't know that.
Me too,
Why
brother.
Like I said to you from before, when we even go back to the beginning of the book,
Why not? Don't just say you love him. Why not?
I love him for the sake of
when we go back to the beginning of the book, like I said to you, you haven't even got the beginning right.
I love him for
Adam
the
and
sake
Eve, you haven't got that bit right. So how are you going to tell me?
Adam and Eve, the message.
Listen,
Adam
listen,
and
no,
Eve, the
listen.
message.
You're telling me this book.
I'm discussing the message. The message.
I love
Would
him for the sake of
the creator make a mistake?
Still don't do it.
Would the creator make a mistake?
No, the message.
Okay, so there's a
One part
mistake.
of
Still doesn't
the message.
There's a mistake.
The message.
There's a mistake.
The message.
So it's a mistake. It's a mistake.
You're sticking
I
with the
throw it out.
message. You're sticking with the
No,
message.
I
You
throw
don't
it
know
out.
because of the message.
I throw it out.
Where?
Like I told you.
Where?
Adam and Eve being the first
You need to try and help him to come out of it.
Okay, hey, Joseph
Don't say you don't love him.
Yusuf in
Like I
Arabic.
said to you,
Does that mean that
He's
Jesus
not-
is?
he's not-
So ask him,
So
so
how do we come about?
does that
How do we
mean-
come about it?
that is the question that we've been asking from we were on the
you don't
planet.
know?
No, we do
Oh, you don't know?
How would I know that information?
You've got a story there to back it up.
No, you have a story. That's the point.
Doesn't make
You
sense.
have a
Doesn't
story.
make sense.
No, No.
It don't make sense.
No, I told you it doesn't
There was
make sense.
Adam and Eve.
No, that don't make sense. That don't make sense. That's a mythological story. Just like
Came out of nowhere.
no, I never said we came out of nowhere. That's not what I said.
He's directing it all sorts
I
of
never said we came out of nowhere. Just like the other person or the other religion would say we came from here.
He loves doing that.
Right? They will say that. You say
mash
Adam
up
and
all
Eve.
religions,
They say
and we look
we
at
came from
fools.
so and so.
That's
Everyone
what
has a story as to how they came. Everyone. You're not unique. You actually aren't unique. It's ego. That's what I'm trying to say. It's ego. It's ego. It's ego. No, but that's what he takes it as.
What part of my claim do you have a problem?
Already you go.
No, but you're not saying anything. You're saying okay. Let me get this straight. So what you're saying? Wait. So your problem. So your problem is you're saying the claim is wrong because the claim has been given to a messenger that I don't like. That's all you said so far. You haven't talked about
You absolutely have not heard me. You absolutely have not heard me. No, you have not heard me at all. I
The
said
revelation can be proven.
no. I said
Oh, is that what you're saying? The revelation can't be proven. Is that what your argument is? What is your argument?
you haven't heard
You're
me.
going everywhere.
I've been here for what? Half an hour,
You're doing it on
45
purpose.
minutes?
You're doing it on purpose. Listen, what is your argument? Is it the revelation or is it the message? Which one is it?
So after all the time I've been speaking to you, you haven't heard me.
I've heard you.
Is that what you're saying?
I've heard you perfectly. I've heard you perfectly. Is it the
No,
revelation?
you haven't though.
Is it the
You haven't,
messenger
no,
or the message
You haven't
bearer?
heard me. You haven't heard me.
No, because you don't
Because
want
I
to
said
answer.
to you.
You don't want to answer.
I said to you the things that we agree on at the top. We agree on the things at the top.
We left that.
And then
they get a
human
message.
beings
Yeah.
start to divert their own stories or create their own
How
stories
do we decide?
according to.
How do we decide that?
What do you mean?
How do we decide what's the story and what's right?
It's all a story.
How?
Because you
How?
can't prove it.
Islam.
How?
Islam.
Wait.
Islam fast growing religion.
Wait.
Oh, is it? All right.
Do you think that's going to end the argument?
Nah.
It's irrelevant.
Because he's saying, wouldn't everyone want to be Islam?
That's
And
not
that
gonna
shows you, number one, growing
show you.
religion.
That's not going
It
to do
shows
anything.
you.
Doesn't show
He's
you.
going to play with you if you do that. Don't go there. Listen.
That's statistics, bro.
No, he's doing it on purpose. He's going to run around.
Because he wants statistics.
God. At the end of the day, what part of the message
That's why I'm living in St.
We
Lucia.
agree that there's an infinite
Asking me
creator.
that question.
Because we
but I've
know
actually
what is
answered
what
the
is
question.
So what you're saying is there's no logical deduction. No, we cannot logically deduct what makes sense and what doesn't.
All we have are stories from human beings.
Can we logically deduct what makes sense and what doesn't?
All we have.
Can we logically deduct what makes sense and what doesn't? Is there such a thing as logic?
Yes.
There is, yes.
And what
Can we apply that to stories?
No.
We can't apply that.
No.
To stories. So no
Because
logic.
it doesn't make logical sense.
No logic.
Because it doesn't
can
make
apply to
logical sense that an entity that has the power to tell everyone the same thing at the same time, that it apparently only chose a certain group of people in a certain place to go and deliver a message that it wants the whole world to know.
So wait.
So I'm just gonna, like I said
So
to
if
you,
you
know
don't
that.
understand, so if you don't understand that the Almighty Power chose a different path other than your little thinking, he must be wrong.
Okay, let me make it easier for you. If I said to you today, right now, that I got my message from this entity, what would you say?
Tell me the message. Prove it.
Now listen. If I said to you,
That's how I listen.
hang on, if I said to you,
And you tell me I'm married.
wait. If I said to you, the message that I tell you, you're not going to believe it because it's subjective to me, because it was a personal message.
What message in Islam?
No, I'm saying to you,
That's Christian. That's what Christians do.
We're talking about Islam here. We're talking about
Christians
Islam.
do that. They have experience. The
We're
Holy
talking
Spirit
about
came to
Islam.
me, but that's subjective.
Okay, what message in Islam?
all God is subjective. That's my point.
What message?
It's all subjective.
What
But
message?
you won't allow. Your ego won't allow.
Quran.
What message
There's
in
such thing
Islam?
called Quran.
Wait,
Can we put it in the middle and both of us
Wait,
look at it?
what message in Islam do you
That's
have a problem with?
objective there. We're looking at it subjectively. This is the objective. This is the authority. So if we look at it and it's wrong, and it's got contradictions, it's fake, and it don't make sense, and it's not logical, and then I'll go away from it. But if it makes sense and it's logical, and there's
I already showed it don't make sense.
Tell me how and why it's relevant.
I just showed you with the Adam and Eve. It don't make sense.
Tell me.
That's from the Quran. No, you asked me to show you. I just showed you.
Talking about
I just told you. No, listen. I just told you though. You're not accepting what I told you.
Because you don't believe in Adam. You don't believe in Adam. It don't make sense to you.
Like I said, that's why you know it's subjective. Because a Christian reads it and said, nah, that don't make sense. A Hindu reads it and said, nah, that don't make sense. That's how you know it's subjective. If it was objective, 1 + 1 would have made 2 long time ago. That's how you know it's subjective.
You will never believe. Never. You will never believe unless God wills you to. Because I don't do my
You want to talk to God for 1,000 hours. Let's speak. Let's speak.
But they don't hear it.
I already got a message before.
I love him.
You didn't make sense
It's
though.
all by the will of God.
This man is Muslim.
You didn't make sense though.
I don't mean that.
This is Muhammad. This is something you're really passionate about.
No, you're not passionate about Muhammad.
I'm passionate about his message.
You don't respect him.
I respect him, yes. I respect him. He's telling you, I don't worship him.
Yeah, tell us.
But I don't, that's what he's
This is proving his point though.
Sorry.
This is his point.
Message from the universal love, which is not a prophet, you're right. This is a message that's been given by every prophet that's ever existed, but not only by every prophet, by all the ancient Egyptian amazing beings, as well as every single human being on this planet that has been touched by that divinity personally. Okay?
And what did he say about her?
That she is she's the new messenger. She's the one that's been handed the torch. So she is her role now.
Who said that?
It's her role to do.
Oh, okay.
She channeled Muhammad.
Okay.
Her brother was a prophet.
What does channeling?
Channeling, where you open yourself, you vibrationally match yourself.
She's now got what?
Energies.
She's now got what?
No, but they will say that's jinn.
No, we're not gonna, man. We're not gonna say that.
They will say that's jinn.
We're not going to say that. We just think she's lost.
The left finish.
She's lost.
But even saying that,
Next
you're
person
lost.
to
Well,
do
you
what?
wasn't there.
To spread
That's okay. I don't mind you saying that. What I was saying is you wasn't
You're
there.
lost, man.
But
That's
what's
it.
the
End of
point in the
story.
messages that Muhammad received? And you're contradicting.
I'll answer that.
You're contradicting.
Can I answer that?
Because
No,
there's
I want to answer that.
Bro.
we just had this.
There's nothing as hell.
Where
There's nothing as hell. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, yeah?
Can I ask you a question? Where did you get all this information? Far older than the point in which Muhammad.
The religion doesn't belong to Muhammad.
No, okay,
So that argument is irrelevant.
Right, so now you're trying to make
You asked me
it
one question. I answered you. That's the second question. You're your emotions, man. Why are you in your emotions? Why can't we just talk?
I understand exactly what you're saying. There's a slight difference. Believe me, I totally understand what you're saying, but there's a slight difference with what I'm saying and what you're saying. A slight difference with what you're saying and what I'm saying is Muhammad is the last messenger and he brought that message. Wait. He brought that message. You understand what I'm saying to you? Since then, there's been no one to correct that message. When Muhammad came, Jesus had that same message that Muhammad brought. However, his message got corrupted. And that's why Muhammad was necessary, to bring back the order.
I don't dispute that.
That's it.
You're talking about Middle Eastern mythology, mate. That's talking about Middle Eastern.
No, I know. I understand. What I'm saying is, you can understand my argument. My argument, I would be totally with him. If Jesus' message had not been corrupted. There'd be no need for Muhammad.
Yes, I'm lost. Great.
Jesus' message of universal love.
You know what it is? As soon as someone says something different, no, that's right. But
Of all of the messages, that seems to be the one that was.
It's a claim.
That is one message that wasn't corrupted. However, that wasn't the entirety of his message. So that Muhammad came to put things back in its order. We don't worship Muhammad.
Is that with a joke?
There is no Muhammad's religion. This is the same religion since beginning of time, worshipping God alone, and Muhammad came to set that back in order. That's all. He seems to think that Muslims are like a separate group of people who's got Muhammad alone. We're not.
So Muhammad came to